Well, Mr. Chair, one of the things that I've noticed when I've been driving is the people that are talking on their hands-free cell. And it's quite amazing how people all of a sudden, when they're on hands-free, their hands are going and they're talking like crazy on the phone when they've got this hands-free, and they're pointing and they're gesturing and there's no hands on the wheel. And so, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say here is we support this particular piece of legislation. What we find is, and I'm just speaking for myself on behalf of the members of Calgary Fish Creek, because the constituents in Calgary Fish Creek have overwhelmingly told me that they want me to support Bill 16, is the section that I referred to, which is under the prohibited activities of 115.4, when we talk about, as I explained earlier, the reading or viewing printed material, the writing, the printing, the engaging in personal grooming or hygiene, and any other activities that may be prescribed in the regulations. So my questions then go to the Minister about what is going to be included in the regulations. How does he determine what should be in there? Is it someone stopping at Tim Hortons and like I do when I drive every week, I stop at Tim Hortons and I get my coffee. I usually get my breakfast sandwich or I get my bagel. And if I need to be in Edmonton for some event, I start driving. Now, is a distracted driver, am I distracted when I'm chomping on my bagel as I'm driving? Because I have one hand and then I might be eating my bagel. Again, Mr. Chair, who determines what is a distracted driver? In my mind, let's let the law enforcement agencies, the police in this province that do an incredible job, determine what exactly is a distracted driver. Instead of having this in the legislation and saying, well, we believe that Heather is engaging in personal grooming or hygiene because she's driving down the highway, trying to wipe her nose, maybe putting some lip balm on, or, for example, you know, have a headache and I've decided that I'm going to drive and I'm going to take 2 Tylenol. I mean, you know, these are all things that we've done, Mr. Speaker, or Mr. Chair, and I'm not innocent. I'm one of those people that had to get everything done, talk on my cell phone when I had 3 hours of driving time, and I'm sure there is not very many members in the legislature that haven't done that, and I'll be one of the first to admit that I have done that and have now ordered my Bluetooth to try and, even if something happens that I have to take a call on an emergency, at least I'm, you know, reaching for the Bluetooth. I am conscientiously now driving up to Edmonton, having the cell phone in my purse, leaving my cell phone in the purse, and really trying to break that particular habit. So to finish, Mr. Chair, I would like to hear what the Minister of Transportation is going to say when he talks about the prohibited activities. I know that we have an amendment that was received, which was about sections, if I believe, that didn't have anything to do with 115.4, and maybe he can correct me. I think it was about 115.3. Oh, here it is. Yeah, he put an amendment to Bill 16, and it deals with the proposed section 115.1, and it's all 115.1 and some of 115.2, and he's made some changes there. And, you know, I always shake my head when we've got, the government has staff and more staff and more staff, and wonderful staff, I must say, that works for the government, far more staff than we would ever hope and dream for with our 2 little researchers, that they can't bring a bill forward and get it right the first time. So I really have a great deal of respect for the Minister of Transportation, and wondering why He's brought forward the amendments to Bill 16 that are dealing with 115.1, and why they haven't even looked at 115.4, because quite frankly, Minister, this is the section that we're getting all the calls on, all the comments on. I would love to have the Solicitor General and Minister of Public Safety maybe speak on behalf of the police that he represents to see what they have to say about this. I can tell you the police officers that I've spoken to have said this is far too restrictive. They would like the ability to make the determination in regards to what is a distracted driver and what isn't a distracted driver. It just something that I would like to hear, quite frankly, what the government has to say. I will be supporting Bill 16. I will, hopefully, we'll be able to bring an amendment forward to maybe talk about the prohibited activities. And my colleague from Edmonton Glenmore, I hope, is going to bring something forward, and we can look at that. So, Mr. Speaker, with those few words, I want to thank you.